Guys, welcome back to another video. We have to talk about playoffs. We are 1 week away from the last game of the season. So much playoff contention that's happened in week 17, but week 18 just gets a little bit more exciting. I am recording this video before the Bills-Bengals game, so that game is strictly just about seeding. But guys, if you guys were with me on my live stream with the Dolphins versus Patriots, you guys know how important it is that the end of the season, these divisional games are no joke. So in this video, we're going to talk about both AFC and NFC. I'm giving you guys a treat, and my goal for this video today is to at least get 10 to 20 likes in the video to push the video out to more and more people. So guys, please, it just takes 2 seconds. Click, and that's it. So let's talk about seedings, contentions, and how potentially the Packers could get inside the playoffs after they were written. Now, let's talk about the AFC and NFC playoffs right now. So guys, right off the bat, the number 1 seed in the AFC right now is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs took the number 1 seed over the Bills because the Kansas City Chiefs are 13-3. The Bills have the tiebreaker, and like I said, the Bills and the Bengals do play Monday night. This video is getting recorded before that huge game, okay? If the Bengals beat the Bills, right, going into the last week of the season, the Bills are potentially could drop to number 3 spot. The Bengals could go to number 1 because the Bengals beat the Chiefs in the early on in the season, so they also have the tiebreaker, and the Chiefs would drop down to number 2. Now, there was a lot of hype and a lot of miscommunication or misconceptions for the Bengals because people basically wrote them off when they were 4-4. Now they're at the top of their AFC North. They're number 1. They will be playing the Ravens next week for the division lead and to clinch that division playoff spot, right? So guys, it's just a lot of different things. Another team that actually clinched the playoff spot already is the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they're going to be a lock for the 5th seed, and they will be hosting the number 4 seed, and that potentially could probably be either the Jaguars or the Tennessee Titans. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The number 6 seed right now as it stands, pending the Bengals game versus the Bills, the Baltimore Ravens have the 6th spot right now, okay? As we go down, we have 2 spots left for the playoffs, which is the number 4 seed and the 7th spot. The number 4 seed, it didn't matter what happened in week 17 with the Jaguars or the Titans. Even though the Titans have lost 5 games in a row, they are still alive to clinch that division. And even the Jaguars, after everybody wrote them off, the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Tennessee Titans, Week 18, Saturday night. Guys, if you guys want me to stream that, I will stream it. Let me know down in the comments. Whoever wins that game basically clinches the 4th spot, and they're into the playoffs. Now, let's just say the Tennessee Titans beat the Jaguars, okay? There is potentially a chance the Jaguars could still make the playoffs if the Patriots, the Dolphins, and everybody above them basically lose. The Jaguars could still potentially get inside. The number 7 spot, it got overtaken by the New England Patriots. They just beat the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Patriots control their own destiny. If the Patriots beat the Bills next week, they're in, okay? Now, if the Bills clinch the number 1 seed this week or whatever happens, who knows? Maybe the Bills may rest a couple starters next week and the Patriots may have an easy win. So it just really depends. Now, the Dolphins, they dropped down. They're in the bubble right now, and the only thing that they need to make it happen and to go inside the playoffs is, number 1, they have to beat the Jets next week. Number 2, the Patriots need to lose. And that's it, pretty much. That's the scenario for the Dolphins, and they are in. And the other team that's still in contention is the Pittsburgh Steelers after they beat the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the only way that they could go inside the 7th spot is for both the Patriots and the Dolphins to lose, and obviously the Steelers will have to win in order to clinch that 7th spot. And the last spot is the Tennessee Titans. If they beat the Jaguars, they'll be in. If they lose, they're basically out, okay? That is all the scenarios for the AFC. Next week, week 18, the last week of the season, is just strictly about seeding. Potentially, we could have, as of now, the Patriots round 1, okay, versus the Buffalo Bills. Okay, remember, the 7th will play the 2. The 6th will play the 3. As of now, the Ravens will be playing against the Bengals, and the Chargers will be playing against the winner of the Jaguars versus Tennessee Titans. And as of now, the Kansas City Chiefs will have their first week bye. That is for the AFC. On the NFC side, the Philadelphia Eagles still have not clinched the number 1 spot in the NFC. Okay, all they need to do is win 1 more game, and this week they're going to be playing against the Giants. It's going to be a very tough battle for them. If they win, they clinch the division, and they clinch the number 1 spot over the San Francisco 49ers. The Eagles have lost 2 in a row since Jalen Hurts has been hurt. Next, the number 2 spot is the San Francisco 49ers, and they potentially could go up and take the number 1 spot from the Eagles if the Eagles lose and the Niners win. Okay. Now, that will be very big because the Niners were at the number 4 spot just a couple weeks back, like 5 weeks back, and now they have slowly creeped up because of the huge acquisitions that they've gotten. The number 3 spot, the Minnesota Vikings, they just got dismantled by the Green Bay Packers. Now, even though they dropped, I don't think they could go up to number 1. The highest they could go is to number 2 if the San Francisco 49ers lose and the Vikings win this next game. The number 4 spot, guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have clinched the division. The first time in Tampa Bay Bucs history that they've won divisions back to back. This is Tom Brady's 18th division win. This game was make it or break it for the Bucs. Tom Brady passed for more than 400 yards. Mike Evans, 200 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and 10 receptions. That was a phenomenal performance by both Brady and Mike Evans. Next week, basically, like the lowest they could go is 4. Okay, they can't go to 3, they can't go to 2 or 1. So next week, potentially, they know they're going to be hosting a playoff game in 2 weeks. Okay, for the wild card. So potentially they could lose this one game. It doesn't matter. They're already clinched and they could probably rest their starters, make some adjustments, and it is what it is, okay? Number 5 right now is the Dallas Cowboys. If the Cowboys win next week and the Eagles lose, the Cowboys will take over that top spot, okay? They'll either go to number 2 or 3 or potentially even number 1. Guys, the Cowboys, it's just very big right there. This is the first time the Cowboys have won 12 games in a while, at least that I can remember, right? Another team that clinched the playoff spot since 2016, the New York Giants. And honestly, congratulations to them. It was a hard-fought battle, a hard-fought win, a hard-fought season. Next week, they can't go any lower. Number 6 is where they're going to be, and that's basically how it's ending out to be. The number 7 spot for the NFC is getting very interesting. As of now, the Seattle Seahawks actually got this, okay? But the 2 teams that are right behind them is the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Next week, the Lions and the Packers will be playing against each other. Here are the scenarios to clinch the number 7 spot. If the Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions next week, the Packers are in because they have the tiebreaker over the Seattle Seahawks because they beat them early on in the season. So even if the Seahawks win, the Packers will still make it in. So for the Packers, they are in full control of their destiny. They win and they're in. This is coming from the guy that told everybody to relax, relax, relax. We got it. And honestly, they dismantle the Vikings. What a defensive performance and offensive performance from both Aaron Rodgers and the whole Green Bay Packers defense. What an amazing game. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead back and watch those highlights. Now, the second easiest one would be for the Seattle Seahawks. If the Seahawks win and the Packers lose, the Seahawks are in. Okay, that's pretty much how the Seahawks could get in. And honestly, Geno Smith, I mean, these 3 teams actually deserve a playoff spot. All these 3 teams have fought through a lot of adversity throughout the whole season, and just to be in at least in contention is pretty darn incredible. And then the hardest route to get inside the playoffs is the Lions. The Lions have to beat the Packers, and the Seahawks have to lose their game, and that is how they will clinch the 7th spot. And just imagine, at one point they were 2-6. Okay, they're 2-6 and they've won many, many games, and that's pretty much it. So we'll talk about the seedings and potential games, right? The number 7 spot, potentially they could be playing against the Niners first round. Okay, if everything stays the same, the Niners will be playing the Seahawks in the first round. And again, if everything stays the same, the Minnesota Vikings will be playing against the New York Giants, and the Cowboys will be playing the Bucs at Tampa Bay. And that's pretty much it, guys. The number 1 seed will be the Eagles. If everything stays the same, that's pretty much it. I will be making a video next week once all these scenes and seedings have been solidified. I'll be giving you guys my predictions for the playoff bracket. We'll even make a bracket together, and we'll go through each and every game and dissect it and give you guys my honest predictions. And if you guys want, even some of my thoughts and bets that I will be doing myself. These are potentially the playoff spots. And honestly, everybody that's gone through me from the beginning of the season throughout this whole year, doing this season, doing the scenarios, doing playoffs of videos, guys, it just means a lot for all the support. So guys, please remember, hit the like button, subscribe down to the channel for more content like this. We'll be doing a lot more in-depth details regards to the playoffs next week, wildcard weekend, divisionals, championships, and even for the Super Bowl. We are here. We are ready to go. Give you guys all that top-notch information. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.